This is Coffee and Company. Good morning. Although I don't have coffee today, I have my nice hot green tea. Thank you very much. And today with the Coffee and Company, I do mini psychic readings. A few. It depends upon when I feel like it's moving along. If you don't know, my name is Lisa Bousson. I'm a professional psychic medium, and I've been a psychic medium almost 60 years. I've been talking to spirits since I was a little girl and working professionally for about 35 years now. So the Coffee and Company, as well as the Mystical Direction, which is a couple times a month, the Coffee and Company is very random. Whenever I have my eyebrows on and my hair looks halfway decent. And sometimes if you're in the Immortal Peacock, which is my sister group, you might seem a little haggard because those are the insiders, right? So if you're not already in the Immortal Peacock, because I do often do free things for that group as well. Anyways, so the Coffee and Company is about different topics, and today I wanted to share with you something that I've been doing for years, and it works, and it's so flipping funny. So lately, I don't know why, I've been running late for just about everything. Well, I'm not really late. I have about this much leeway, right? So what I do is say green lights all the way, green lights all the way, green lights throughout the day. And I'll be damned. Straight through. Straight through. Well, it happened this morning, and I didn't have anything going on this morning. I had no idea at this time that I would be talking to you, although I thought, well, that would be a fun thing to do, to talk about that. So green lights all the way, green lights throughout the day. So, which tells us, yes, we want literal green lights so we can zoom through traffic. And then also throughout the day is, green lights throughout the day is not necessarily just for the traffic. It's about having a smooth day. So what you're doing is affirming to Spirit, this is what I want, guys. Help me out here. And there are guides that I call runners. I don't really know what their scientific name is or who they really are, but I call them runners. And these are the people that do the green lights. So it could be runners all the way, green lights all the way, runners. Come on, help me out here, that kind of thing. And you can use that also for parking spots. And here's the thing. This is funny. I've been using the parking spot thing forever. And it's not that I need a close parking spot. It's a fun game. So before I go anywhere, like this morning I was at Meijer's doing some grocery shopping. And so I get in my head, see, I know this parking lot. Who doesn't know a supermarket parking lot? But so I get in my head which parking spot I want. And I put in my mind's eye this spot reserved for Lisa Bousson. And I put in my mind's eye and I close my eyes and I think about it and I manifest that. And a few times while I'm on my way to the store, I keep that in my mind's eye. I just think about reserved for Lisa Bousson, right? So 9 times out of 10, I won't get that spot. I'll get the spot right next to it. So it's kind of a standing joke between my spirit guides and myself where they're like, oh, don't get too high on your horse, Chicky Poo, right? I'm going to make you walk five extra feet. But so it's just kind of a funny thing, that game that I play. So play the red light, green light. There's really no red lights, but just green lights all the way. And then do your parking spot, right? So get in your mind's eye the parking spots you want, and then also green lights all the way, green lights all the way, green lights throughout the day. So, and if you want to say, hey, runners, wake up. Help me out here, green lights all the way. See, there are guides, which are, if you've listened to the spirit guides, or pardon me, listen to the Coffee and Company or the Mystical Direction, you know that we come in with specific spirit guides. And a spirit guide can be anything that has ever been in physical form. Any living, breathing thing. Well, I wouldn't say a plant as a spirit guide, but you get my drift. So it can be mammal, yeah, usually mammals. There might be totems that are insects or birds or something like that, but more a mammal, so a human or a pet type being. So anyways, our spirit guides, I guess an easier way to say it is, our spirit guides, we contract prior to our physical birth. So we say, like, for instance, me, patience is not one of my virtues. So I know that I still need to work on patience. Well, you can bet your bottom dollar that I hired a spirit guide that will keep me on track. And I'm sure you've all seen the meme, like, oh my God, what the hell is my spirit guide thinking now, right? So, and that's because I still don't have a lot of patience for, to say it nicely, fools. Ha! But of course we can all be fools and goofy at some point or another. But anyway, so that's one of my things. Anyway, so we do contract with these spirit guides. So the runners are a group of spirit guides who help us in these matters. So in your travels today and in the future, there you go. There you go. So in the Coffee and Company, I do a few mini psychic readings. So post your questions about things that you're needing some help with, and past, present, future things could even be, all right? Or stuff about spirit guides, or stuff about your green lights or whatever, right? Because it's all psychic stuff. There's no mediumship today unless an unexpected spirit pops in, but that's not what my intent is here today. So there you go. So a few freebies, yes. So Kathy Tessman, what do you see for my 13-year-old granddaughter? She's having issues. Okay. So Kathy, real quickly, if you don't mind me asking, just give me her first name, because it helps me zoom in a bit. Okay. So Kathy, if you're still there, go ahead and post her first name. That would be helpful. So her first name is Evie. All right. I love that name. I love that name. One of the things that I'm seeing is at 13, so I just get a sense that she is needing to understand how she can sweep things out of her life, how she can, obviously, symbolically, sweep things out of her life and realize that she's in control. And as a child and even as a teenager, we feel like we don't have the power. We don't have the control over our lives or over our spiritual lives that we want to. Well, she does, and that's the best thing that you can do to help her, is that the things that she doesn't want in her life. Now, I'm not talking about doing chores. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about attitudes or difficulties in school or whatever. She can take care of this. So it's almost like empower her, put the power in her hands, because not only will that encourage her, it'll help show her that she has the wherewithal and the ability to shape her own life. Granted, she's a child, so there might be a little bit of tweaking or a little bit of help there from parents or grandparents. So use this as a teachable moment. She can get rid of some of those nasty things or those things going on around her that she may need to emotionally or spiritually shut down from for a bit, just to give herself some headspace. All right? So good luck with that. All right. All right. So Kathy says that she's dealing with a health issue. And so it's almost as if, Kathy, that when she's dealing with that, again, I'm still going to stick to what Spirit's giving me, is to sweep all this crap out of her life. Now, granted, she can't sweep her medication and stuff like that. These are medical things that have to be taken care of. However, all the extenuating circumstances around her, right, are some things in her life, unrelated maybe to the health issue. Is it just causing more drama for her, right? So it's almost like she definitely needs to learn how to pick and choose what she needs to focus on or what she chooses to. And of course it has to be her health first. But all the other stuff, if it's a stressor, yeah. So she needs to clean up. All right. Tawana Towns changing her changing a life career path. Now, so one of the things that I'm seeing is, yes, and it's going to be a piece of cake. Of course, do your due diligence and study for this. If there's a test or if there's qualifications and things like that, do your due diligence, of course. But I am seeing with some support and with the homework that you need to do, it should be absolutely fine. And to be honest with you, I really feel like a lot of it is common sense. Now, I don't know if that's the case because I've never taken the test or I've never gone into what you're going into. But I do feel like there's a lot of common sense here where you can figure out the best case scenario. All right? So that would be nice too if it was like a multiple choice. Then you could figure out the best way to deal with something. So absolutely yes, do it, move forward. At least give yourself a fair shot at doing it and put your energy into that. Piece of cake. I'm seeing probably by the end of the year for sure for that. Okay. Jamie made a career change a year ago. Was this the right decision? Oh, that's interesting. Hang on. I feel like I'm going like this. So come and go and come and go. So it could be maybe 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But that still leaves you 1 step ahead, right? So what I'm seeing is, and here's the thing. You're very, and mind you, I don't know you, but I feel like you're very cut and dry. Left brain, I don't suffer fools easily, and I don't put up with a lot of shit, to be honest with you. That's okay. That's okay. One of the things I'm seeing is that you may, and even though you've been in this a year already, you may find that you are very well suited to what you're doing. But is it still challenging? Has the career or job, if you will, proven to be what you're actually looking for? Does it fulfill you? Are you making a difference? Or do you feel like you're just making money for the man? All right. So there, I feel for you, dear, is the biggie. That's the biggie. Is this something that you can be sustained or fulfilled at? In it, you know, whether it's maybe you're a CPA, or maybe you're washing dishes, or maybe you're a cashier, or maybe you're a hairdresser. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It's if you know that you're good at it, it's fulfilling, and you're still getting that internal high five. That's the ticket here. That's the ticket. If you're not getting all of those things, you know, those warm fuzzies, it might be time to find your niche. You know, it's interesting because since COVID, well, even a little bit before that, but mostly since COVID, as you guys can understand this, that a lot of us have finally said, you know what? That job I've been doing for 20 years is not my passion any longer. I want to make a difference. And that's why I feel like not only are we seeing a lot of people jumping ship, but jumping into a completely different boat. And that's okay. That's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. All right? So, some hard thought decisions to be made there, right? So internal stuff, right? Oh, okay. So, let me see here. Oh, Julie Miller. Is my daughter Amber going to marry her current boyfriend, Greg? Ooh. Hang on just a second. So, there may be some... And I know in all relationships, even very healthy ones and long-lasting ones, there are disagreements. I understand that. And I hope you do too. But what I'm seeing is Rosie the Riveter, like doing one of these things, and which tells me that she might be the strong one in the relationship. She may be the one that feels like she needs to put all the puzzle pieces together to make this a lasting relationship. So I think in all of this, of course, as we know in all relationships, there has to be a merging of minds, a melding of personalities. They don't have to be exactly alike, and sometimes that might be the worst thing. Sometimes opposites attract, but as long as there's mutual respect there, that works. So can she make a go of it with Greg? Absolutely she can. But if she's the one who's doing all the work to maintain the relationship, then if she does make a go of it, it's not going to last. Because if she is Rosie the Riveter, like I saw, then she herself needs to understand that this could be, after a while, it gets old when you're the only one participating or trying to grow the relationship, right? Yeah. Yikes. Okay. Mary Parker, absolutely yes. Now, there's also some, I don't know if she's on, but all morning I've been seeing a young lady that I know. She actually works for my husband. Her name is Sydney. And a couple times this morning when I was in the supermarket, I thought about Sydney. So, like I said, I don't know if you're watching or not, or if you're watching it later. What I'm hearing is you will only know if you give yourself the chance, but the answer is yes. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Ha! It's just what I heard from Spirit. You'll only know if you give yourself a chance, but the answer is yes. There you go. So there you go. Some kind of question. Gwen, are you on the right path for your health? I am seeing... Okay, so there's a couple of things I'm seeing. One, I'm seeing sunflowers. That to me means summer, spring, mostly summer. But for me, it also means health as in like a 7-grain bread, right? Or a wholesome, maybe 7-grain cereal. So I don't know what's going on in your health. I have no idea. But it could mean either one of those. So get on that regimen. Like, of course, I'm a doctor, nutritionist, prescribing or anything like that. So look at adding more whole foods, not prepackaged foods, for instance. Now, of course, if you can find like a health food store that has a 7-grain bread or something like that, that would be safe. Otherwise, make it yourself. I'm also seeing for you that for the path you're on, yes, just watch. And again, I'm seeing things like no Campbell's soup. Like things like that, like prepackaged meals that aren't like soup in a can. Make it yourself is what I'm hearing. So there's a couple different things that, and I don't know if you're trying to go keto or if you're trying to lose weight or if there's other health stuff going. I don't know. But Whole Foods will never steer you wrong, my dear. Again, like I said, I'm not a dietitian nor am I a nutritionist. If I were, I wouldn't be 50 pounds overweight. Ha! But Whole Foods, in my opinion, will never steer you wrong, steer you in the wrong direction. So keep that in mind, all right? Oh, also, I'm being told to tell you, limit, not eradicate, but limit your dairy. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's a going low fat thing. I think it's just dairy in general. So maybe there's some kind of lactose thing or something going on in your gut that you need to pay attention to, okay? So hopefully that works for you, sweetheart. Betty says, is there a move in my near future? Betty. Oh, I love this. I feel like there's an exciting thing coming up for you. However, what I'm picking up here is first watching your garden grow. In other words, it doesn't necessarily have to do with gardening. But it could. But it could. But what I'm seeing is more like taking stock of what you have here and what you want to take with you, and as well as, and I'm talking about like clutter and crap in the house, right? But I'm also talking about different aspects of your home that's around you. So pay attention to what you have that you want to take with you. Because what I'm seeing for you isn't necessarily a specific home. It's more of an energy. So I want you to turn on your empathic muscle. I want you to open up and take out your bullshit meters, your antennas, right? Find yourself a location that suits you. So in my mind, I'm coming up with I have a small little hub of a city. I don't know where you are. You could be in California for all I know, but I'm seeing a small city. So if you're around me, it might be Elmont, it might be Romeo, it might be Marine City, something like that. So there's a small city hub with a cute city suburbs, right? And I almost feel cottagey type of thing, right? So hopefully that works for you. There you go. Ha. I do not feel, for some reason, I do not feel condo. I do not feel apartment. I feel a small house. Small house. Like 1,200 square feet. Max, max, max. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Okay. Marie McFarland says, I have a job interview. Would this be a good move if I get the job? Yes, okay. I'm hearing yes and no. So if you were on earlier, you heard me talk about someone having the pros and cons. I feel like this would be a good move for now. For now. So don't pin all your check boxes. Like don't check off all your marks, or you probably won't check off all your marks in this career. However, or in this, I'm not saying career, I want to say job. So it might appear as though all the boxes are checked, but I'm seeing once you get into the job, you'll see that that is not the case. I still feel like it will be good for you, yes. But then I also see like, I really wish this was included, or I really wish they had this to offer, right? So can you live with those? If the answer is yes, then done deal. It's a good move. And if those boxes that are not checked are the main reason why you're jumping ship from where you are, then this may be a temporary layover. All right? So just keep that in mind. I do see before you know all those boxes are checked, you're probably looking at 3 to 4 months anyways. But I do see you getting the job if you want it. So you need to, so if you're still interviewing, I would make a pro list, a checkbox list. Okay? So that you can ask and have a conversation about these things with your potential employer. There you go. I love it. All right, one more. Let's see here. All right, Dina, present and future, please. Starting to talk to someone. Is he the one for me? It helps Deanna, I'm sorry. If you can post me his first name only. Just give me his first name. All right? While I'm waiting for Deanna to give me his first name. Robin, yeah, I'm seeing within the year. Robin Williams, within the year. John, thank you, John. Thank you, Deanna. All right. So what I'm seeing is, look at, so here's the thing. There has to be something going on around one of you. I'm not sure which one. Whether there's something coming up like now, a birthday, an anniversary, something like that is coming up now. And I feel like I'm on the right track with saying that there needs to be some conversation or cleaning up I want to say, I almost feel like I almost feel like I have a Brillo pad in my hand. So the cleaning up of a few things, can they be overcome? Yes, if you both want to work at it. Again, like I said earlier, you can't be the only one doing the scrubbing, girlfriend. Okay? And nor can he. Nor can he. So if there's a concerted effort on both of your part to come together, then piece of cake. Piece of cake. What I am seeing, but it is going to be a concerted effort. I feel like maybe a daily reminder for yourselves to, this is what I need to work on. To make this relationship work, this is what I need to work on. And something that pops in my mind is, every once in a while, I'll get in a snit, or my husband will get in a snit, and our conversation comes off snappy. That's not the way it's intended. It may just be the stressors of the day, or maybe it becomes habitual for you guys, or whatever. So if there's any kind of discussion or thought on, wow, that kind of hurt my feelings, the way you said it. It might not be what was said, but the way it's said. So ask him, or he'll ask you, to reiterate, or can you say that again? I'm not certain if I understand it, because the way you said it hurt my feelings. All right? So just make sure that you guys come together on that, because I do kind of pick up that happening, and if you guys can work through that, because I see like this is something that you'll both have to work on, probably throughout your whole relationship, and that's fine, as long as you're both working on it. So, my kidlets, thank you very much for tuning in today. God bless. Take care, kids. Have a good weekend.